somebody reported it. All right. And so these are facts. This I don't know why somebody would report the lie, but this is a true thing. These are all facts. Okay. Now, what did they do? What has that foundation been able to do? They've been able to send people to Washington, D.C. to plant themselves in the political world, in the House, the Congress, and the Senate, um, to make sure that Black and brown people continue to, you know, follow the system like it's always been. Now, this is the thing. I believe in equality. You know what I'm saying? I believe in diversity. I believe in because see, I mean the book of Revelations, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's think about the book of Revelation, right? The book of Revelation, there's a part in there that talks about heaven, and it's talking about a collective group of people. You know what I'm saying? Diverse group of people, all kindreds and all tongues, just all people. Even the book of Revelation states that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand what these people are doing, because what they are doing, even though they say that they are Bible people is anti-Bible. That foundation itself is anti-Bible. Do you understand? Because the book of Revelation talks about heaven and a blended group of people. It's not just talking about a certain group of people. So while these people mask and pretend that they are Christians, they are not. And this is the biggest takeaway from it. They've used the Christian brand and the God brand to deceive and manipulate regular Christians. That's what they've done. And so it's over with now, really, to be honest, because they needed to do that in order to do what they've done, and y'all know what they've done, right? So now they planted themselves there, and they're changing laws right now, but it's illegal. So there's a rainbow in the sky. Let me just tell you, the things that they are doing, even though they use Christianity and religion to do it, they fooled the mass Christians. They fooled the Christians. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna be hard on the Christians. I'm not gonna be hard on Christians. But I'm saying they fooled the Christians. And so, but it's too late about that part, because they're already in position now. They already have control now. But what I want to let you know is that even what they did in Louisiana the other day, you got judges and legislators saying that it was illegal. So they're going to backtrack what was done in Louisiana. And so right now, here we go again. And I just hate to make fun of it, but I just gotta make fun of it, because here you go with the foundation. They lied to the regular Christians. They are lying, which is again anti-Bible. Because one of the commandments tell you thou shalt not lie, but they lied. Do you see what I'm saying? So they lied, they pretended, they masked to get in control. They manipulated to get in control. They did all that, and that is done. But now, since they have control, they're not paying any attention to the constitution with the con. They're not paying any attention to the contusion with the con, you know what I'm saying? And they are cheating and they are lying, and they are terrible people. They are terrible people. See what I'm saying? So I don't want y'all to worry. Y'all gotta, at this point, just let the people that are fighting for us behind the scenes, let them fight. Because these people are breaking the law. These people are breaking the law. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand, like, with the religion thing. I really don't understand. Like, these people are without morals and ethics. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like Like when I was really, 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 really an indoctrinated Christian, oh, how I love Jesus. I used to love Jesus. Like what I learned about Jesus, I used to love Jesus. Like Jesus was my best friend. Like Jesus was a part of my subconscious. And I love Christianity and Jesus. It was just the best thing ever. Oh, how I love Jesus. But now these people that say that they are Jesus people, they are not like me. I didn't want to hurt anybody. I was in love with all people. I wasn't a black that didn't like white people at all. You know what I'm saying? Because I my Bible told me not to be that way. You see what I'm saying? So as a Christian with my morals and my ethics, because it was easy for me to love. It was so easy for me to love. But at the same token, look at these people. They got all the church attendance. They go to church all the time. They know what their Bible says. They have the discipline there, but still they cannot find it within the heart, within their self to love black people or to love Mexican people. They can't. And I don't understand. That's why I say their Christianity, their Jesus loving thing it's broke. And so they are not Christians, actually. They are actors. They're not real. Do you understand? There is no way that you can really say that you are a follower of Jesus Christ and not love all people. There is no way. So I'm just saying, really, I'm saying really. Now I found out through me going to church and living the life of a Christian that there were many people with the title and that they lacked the ability. They did not have empathy at all. Now I saw that in real life and in real time, and they were right there beside me. They were right there beside me. They had the titles. They were bishops. Some of them were elders and all of that. They were terrible. They had and everything, So title doesn't mean anything. Even if you have started your own foundation, it doesn't mean anything. You understand? Ministry, church, and all is a business. And it's a very profitable business. And so I don't want you guys to be naive. I don't want you like that. I used to be that way. I was very, very naive. When you think about the Bible scripture that talks about sheep in wolf clothing, when you think about or what do you call it? Yeah, no, yeah, wolves in sheep clothing. That is a real thing. That is a real thing. What's up, Stefan? Um, can we please support the channel? Hit the like button. Thank you, Benny White. That is a real thing. So even back in when whoever wrote what, we'll just say if King James them edited the Bible and put in there what they wanted or the Quran. But I subscribe to that. You know what I'm saying? Wolves, no, sheep in wolves clothing. Which one is it? I can't get it right. Yeah, wolves in sheep clothing. So these people, the foundation that I talked about, the foundation that I talked about, those are wolves. Those are wolves. Listen to me right now. If you love your life and you love life itself and you say that you love God, there is no place for you to hate other people that don't look like you. That is not. So, for Deep Laner's exclusive point, it is not love that they have, it is fear. And you say, Cheryl Grabowski, what are you talking about? They fear Black and brown people. They are not motivated like Cheryl Grabowski is by the love that comes from God or spirit. They're not motivated by that, meaning that we can get together. We can figure out how to love each other. We can figure out how we make sure that nobody is poor, that everybody has food, everybody has shelter, and everybody has, a decent life. We can figure that out because human beings, that is a human right. We can figure that out. But you would have to have empathy to do that. So we people that are like me are motivated by the love, because I know that I love love. I know that people, humans deserve to have a good human experience. And if it was within my power and I was a billionaire, then it would be lots of it. And I had lots of billionaire friends, then we would change the world. I know that. But if you are motivated by fear, you understand? And you believe that a certain group of people are going to come and unalive your people. If you have been taught that ever since you were a child, you are motivated by fear. It is not love. Do you understand? And that fear is not real. I do want to say that for a deep laner's exclusive point, that fear that you feel, and it is real because it is an emotion, it is feeling. And if you feel a thing, and if you feel got certain type of emotions, that thing is real to you. But I'm telling you, your perspective is wrong. It is not real. No one is coming to try to unalive you because they have brown and tan skin. It is not real. You are motivated by fear. You are afraid. And this is the thing. It can be religion can add to it, because there are a lot of fear-based ideologies that attach to the books. It is. And it's a whole lot of divisiveness in the book. While the book says that this group of people, God doesn't like that group of people, and God wants you to do bad things to that group of people. See, that is so with this kind of fear that you guys are experiencing, and then along with what you've been taught in your childhood, you're motivated by fear, and that's what we have going on right now. That's exactly what we got going on right now. You understand? This is not a God thing. God has nothing to do with this. God has nothing to do with you fearing others and therefore wanting bad things to happen to them. God doesn't have anything to do with that. God never told you that. God never said that. It is not true. Do you see what I'm saying? And so the younger generations, from what I see and observe in real life and in my day-to-day life and in social media, they're not going for it. They do diversity. They do black and brown people, black and browns and whites. They do it all. They know that their parents are out of their mind. They know that. And they know that there are a lot of things, a lot of ideologies that basically is associated with the, mental illnesses and biases and prejudices, and is fear based. And but it's been taught to you and your children forever. And so now what we got going on now, y'all know what we got going on now. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. So it's just time to love. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's just a time to love and to use your empathy. Do you see? So while I've been so upset and so bothered by lots of the things that I'm hearing, especially as I listen to, social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, and all of that. As I listen to all of that and I take everything in, and I consider what I'm hearing because I live in the real world. I don't want to pretend that none of this is happening, but what I come up with what my final uh, observation is that we need more love for each other. And what's going on now, fear has is up to here. It's all fear. It's all fear. Changing laws. What's up, baby Buddha? Changing laws to hurt people. trying to figure out how you could depopulate. God never told you to do that. Changing laws so you can hurt people, God never told you to do that. That is your fear. So when you say, you might say to me, well, Cheryl Grabowski, what? I mean, you say that it is fear, but where is it coming from? It's coming from the subconscious. It's coming from everything that was suppressed, denied, and hidden inside of these people. That's where it's coming from. It's a very low vibrational, very 3D, very bottom, very unevolved, very not, it's just it's the bottom of the barrel. And it's so crazy because it's out there. Now it's just everywhere. It's just like an infection. And how do you treat an infection? Okay, you treat infections with antibiotic. And the antibiotic that I'm giving you today is called love. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. And so, yeah. So if you're wondering, how has things gotten so bad, it's because a group of people have got a PhD in fear. Their fears are have come to the forefront, and what they're doing is they're trying to soothe their fears with legislation. That's what they're doing. But you shouldn't discount the being just an actor, because I have been taught this in the beginning of spirituality. But you shouldn't discount the being just an actor, just because I have been taught this in the beginning of spirituality. Um, what do you mean exactly? I know my live didn't crash, honey. Somebody did that, and we're on the new phone. It's just crazy, and it might be the algorithm that's listening for certain words. So I got to make sure I speak the right words. But really, this live is really about love. It's not about hate. Well, this man, Steve, I think you're on the wrong live, darling. Just go to the next live, okay? Is there anybody else that got anything to say with what say about what I just said? Um, the fix to the whole situation is love, because when you love, you don't lie to the person. When you love people, you don't manipulate. When you love people, you don't hold secrets and have secret meetings. You don't do that. And you don't sit around a table and try to decide, do you see what I'm saying, how you're going to hurt this group of people. You don't do that because of your fear. These people cannot see themselves, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people that can't see themselves. It is so ooh. When we talked years ago about mental health, oh my God, we just do not understand how gravely ill these people are. They are mentally ill. It is not a joke. Do you understand what I'm saying? They are mentally ill. You do not hate. God didn't tell you to do that. Period. Any child, 3 years old, 4 year old, 5 year old, can understand that. You do not hate. Benny says, I agree with you, Cheryl. We need to spread love. Yes, you do not hate. You do not have a license to hate people. That is your fear, and it's not based on reality. It's not based on reality. Right now, people's subconscious and their fears have taken control of them. And that is what's going on right now. This is all fear. Fear of being hurt while you hurt. Benny White, listen to me. Fear of being KILLED while you are Killing people. Fear of going broke while you are doing everything you can to take people's jobs and make sure they don't have money. Everything that these people fear, they have, and they are projecting it on to us. This is all about fear. It's all about fear. I'm telling you. And the only thing that the way that we combat this thing is to understand that fear and love cannot exist together. It cannot exist together. You're going to have to pick one or the other. When you love, you won't do those things that those people are doing. But when you fear, it causes hatred, and you will do all of those things. And then you dress these things up with money and nice clothes and airplanes and ballrooms and stuff like that. But it is toxic, it is terrible, it is fear, and it is hate. When you love, you will not covet what belongs to other people. You will not steal their money. You will not steal their resources. You will not desire that these people be put to, you will not desire that. But when you fear and it causes hatred, you will do all these things that we observe now. This is a fear fest, and God does not have anything to do with it, even though they pitched it like we are going back to God, when in actuality, they went back to fear and hatred. And the poor church, and my heart goes out, they helped them do it. But they are changing their mind now because they know that they made a mistake. I want y'all to think about this for a second. Don't get it twisted. Earth is not heaven, two different places. Okay? When we attempt to make this a perfect place, we're going to always we're going to always bump our heads. It's going to cause horrible things. This is not. We can have a beautiful place. It could be a good experience, but this is not a perfect place. And when you make people serve God, that is anti God. That is anti God. When you make me worship you, you're doing it out of fear. God never wanted that. Cheryl don't want that. If you don't want to be here with me, then I love you enough to let you go. That's real love. What these people are doing is fear based, it is hatred, and God didn't have anything to do with it. God does not desire to capture and imprison you. God does not make you suffer and hurt because you won't choose God. God would rather you make the connections to spirit, and for you to learn the lessons, and for you to figure out along your journey what's going on, and that you willfully, ain't nothing like willfully loving. If I make you do it, you don't love me at all. I want you to do it out your free will. I want you to do it because you realize how wonderful I am. These people do not know the will of God. They know that they don't. They just want to convince you that they do. Isn't that an awful thing? I guess it would be just better to say that to love a person out of free will, or to love a God out of free will, would be the better thing to do, right? Y'all, we've got to figure out why we believe what we believe about spirit. I'm serious. That's why a lot of people, going back to the beginning of the live, that's why a lot of people have left by the drones, by the droves. I said drone. I just read that right there. That's why a lot of people have left. Because what you say about God is not, it's no, it's a no. I remember when I left my narcissist. I remember when I left my toxic person, my person who uh, was living by and in the shadow. This person loved dogma too, loved that harsh, rigid religion. And the quality of my life was low. I remember when that person left my presence, then beautiful days. I could sing, everything was great. It's a beautiful life once that person and their energy got out of my way. Do you see? So one of these days, when all this stuff is resolved, the sun will come shine, and we'll be in a better situation. The only thing that we need to do, I'm telling you, is to increase our love and resist reacting to all this negative energy, because that's all it is. And unfortunately, it's manifested and it has grown just like the devil does. I mean, it's the same method. Is I'm going to scare the shit out of you. Even when you think about the island and what the email says that was done to the children. Do y'all remember when they scared the children? And the body of the children released a certain type of hormone into the bloodstream, and they consumed it. This is what's going on now here, but it's not physical. They are saying they are changing laws, they are defunding lots of um, federal stuff for the people, so the people with fear. It causes fear in the body, causes a certain type of energetic shift. They are trying to hurt you hormonally and energetically by what we hear and consume through our ear gate. They want to control your feelings and emotions, and therefore it affects the body, and therefore you hurt. And then they take that energy and they harvest it just like they did when they drank from the children. But this is more like energetically. And they want to take that energy and create the chaos and the horribleness that they desire in this earth right now. But you know what we gonna do? We gonna love the shit out of ourselves and others. Yes, that's what we gonna do. We're gonna sing songs. We're going to love each other. We're going to figure out how we can help our neighbors. And the first thing, and another thing I want to tell y'all before I end this live, okay? I want to tell you this. Hold on for 1 second. Let's turn the light down because the live is almost over. Okay. This is what I want you to do. I want you to focus on healing. Okay. You could call you a therapist, a counselor. You could join BetterHelp, or you could just get your phone out and you could use Chat GPT, or you could Google yourself. And I want you to start healing because these people, let me tell you, this is the last point of the lie. These people don't know anything about healing at all. These people don't know anything about healing at all. They are the complete opposite of that. They are living from their subconscious. They have this artificial God talk that they do. It's really their subconscious, and it's not a God thing. God hadn't spoke a word to them. They never ever heard what God said. God doesn't have anything to do with what they are doing here now. That God is not a part of that. That is toxic. That is terrible. God never told them a freaking word. I need you to heal. I need you to heal so you'll know what you're supposed to do and what's really going on, how to handle this situation. You understand? So work on your healing because, see, that's what I'm doing. But anyway, kisses and hugs. I'm glad you came through for the Deep Laners exclusive. I will see y'all when I get off of work with a mukbang. Okay? Kisses and hugs. Let me see, did I miss anything? Let me see. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Spread love, spread love, spread love, spread love. Don't let them have their way with all this hate. Don't let them do it. Spread love, spread love. Don't let them do it because that's what they're doing. What they say, it's a hard not life for us, and it's not. It's a beautiful life. I was talking to Bruce today about all of this, all about this money stuff. Oh, this money. Oh, all the child. That money ain't never. These people are leaving this world in with plenty of money in the bank. I'm talking about they're choosing to leave, not somebody taking them out. I was talking to Bruce this morning about Anthony Bourdain. I loved Anthony Bourdain. I loved him. I loved his show and I love what he stood for. And his life was a teachable moment for us and, for me, especially. I loved how he traveled all over the world having conversations with people. And his biggest thing was to show us, CNN, he had a show on CNN to show us how we were more alike than not through food, conversation, and a beer. And I really think that Anthony Bourdain got burned out. I really did. Because no one person can fix this situation, y'all. We've got to do it together. And I really hate that his life ended the way that it did because he taught me so many valuable lessons. One of the best shows I was telling Bruce that he had is when he and former President Barack Obama had the sit down. They were eating in a little rinky-dink restaurant in Vietnam. I love that episode. It was great to me over a beer. They were drinking a beer out of a green bottle, and I couldn't help but look at the similarities between Anthony Bourdain and our former president Barack Obama. Two great, progressive, well-rounded, educated, wonderful men who thought outside of the box and who basically had a lot of love for humankind, humanity. Do you have a lot of love for humanity? Do you do? Do you? I know there is a group of people that hate a lot of black and brown people. I know that. But in spite of that, I don't hate white people in general. I don't. But there is a certain kind of white people that we have to stay away from and be very cautious of. There is. Okay. And those are the facts. But in general, I don't hate white people. And yeah, Anthony Bourdain was a beautiful soul. He really was. But I think he was tired at being a white man and knowing what white people were saying. You heard me use the word were. What white people were saying behind the scenes, because now white people are not saying those things behind the scene anymore. Thank you so much for the gold coin. They are saying things out in the open. So that's what I referred to earlier as the shadow. And I think Anthony Bourdain was sick of it because he knew what his coworkers and friends, some family members, some neighbors were saying when there were no brown people or beige people around. And he was sick of it, because it's terrible. It's not right. One thing I want to say, since there are 35 people here on the live, because I heard somebody else say it on Apple Radio this morning podcast. I was listening to Khloe Kardashian. Her show is really podcast is really cute. It was really cutesy. But I want to tell you this straight from an African American woman who's lived an African American experience. Black people don't sit around tables and having conversations about how we're going to hurt white people. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. That is part of, oh my goodness. Hey, Katrina. Sure, why is it that women that have abortions hate women with a child or children? Girl, I don't know. I never made that observation. But yeah, black people don't do that. I would imagine if I had to think about history and think where does that come from, that would probably come from when black people fought back. And strong emphasis on the word back, BACK, meaning that they were reacting to what was done to them. That's what I think that some white people fear, that black people will react to what was done to them. But see, right now, for the most part, that is not being done. So black people don't have conversations about how we're going to unalive white people. Now, black people have conversations about how uh, a lot of time black people don't get loans, home loans and auto loans. That for a lot of times that we're just discriminated against when it comes to certain things like that. We have those conversations, but we don't have conversations about figuring out how to unalive our neighbors. We don't do that. That's not what black people do. I just want to let you know that we don't do that. Now, um, black people that did do that, that unalive the owners of the plantations, the whole family, that was due to many of years of barbarianism and grave mistreatment and hatred for them and every black person that they had ever known. That was a reaction. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what happened? So I remember a conversation that me and my white husband, ex-husband, had. This was a telling conversation. between a average white man who grew up in a white town with no black people, and then me being an African American woman who grew up downtown, very urban, very black experience. So we had a conversation about Detroit and what his father had said about uh, what do you call it, when the people in Detroit, the black people in Detroit unalived and burnt down businesses, the people in the city. And my ex-husband's father was the sheriff of his town in upper Michigan, close to Canada, where there are no black people. So his dad moved them there because he had, as a police officer at first, and then he became the sheriff. But he said to my ex-husband that he moved his family because those horrible black people, good morning, the great, those horrible black people unalived and burned down businesses in Detroit. So then I said, wasn't that around the time that Martin Luther King was unalived? And what other kinds of things were being done to African Americans during that time? So the black people doing those things in Detroit at that time was a reaction to how they were treated. But his father, he was talking to me, he didn't even mention that. So then I had to get in there and I had to represent African Americans to him and lay it on the line like it should be laid on the line. You can't abuse a person and then when they abuse you back, you play victim. You can't do that. So those people in Detroit and the ones that were in charge of slavery a long time ago, you can't abuse people. And then when they stop you, you feel some type of way about that. You can't do that. Okay, in our slave days, the white people, the masters, held meetings to control the slaves. I read their journals in our archives, and they were so strategic that the slaves had no way out. Well, the Heritage Foundation is doing that now. That's how I started the live. The president of the Heritage Foundation has been studying African American history and has his PhD in it or master's, one of the two. But he didn't study it to help black people. He studied it to figure out how to change laws now to put us back in the position that we were in. Those are the facts. I want you to not listen to what I say and take what I say just because I said it, just because I'm cutesy. I don't want you to do that. I want you to do your research. What's up, Kenneth? The same thing that they did then, Katrina, they're doing now, and they've been working on it for 50 years. I just want y'all to know that. It's important. So this live really though is about love, but it is about strategy. I used to get out of trouble in my workplace. I used it to get out of trouble in my workplace. Good for you. And so we have to be strategic because I mean, there is nobody on this planet, I hope not, that would ever look at me and think that I'm not a strategic thinker. Ooh, that's what I love. YouTube algorithm done bless me again. Go on, Gabby. By finding me, huh? By finding me. That's right. We're back in the algorithm. We might be a little slowed down right now. Hello, good morning. Hello. All right. They don't want to talk. All right. So anyway, y'all, kisses and hugs. Y'all have a good day. I hope that this Deep Laners exclusive gave you something to think about and we got to govern ourselves accordingly. My finding you, Queen, your ring is waiting in England. Isn't that interesting? Gavi, I don't think I want a ring. You know what I'm saying? I think I'll pretty much be single, Gabby. I'm moving really, really. I'm on a full track into my goddess energy. And goddesses and priestesses don't marry. That time has passed for me. That time has passed for me, honey. Now I'm here to just uh to share wisdom and love. Yes, it is. It has very much passed. What's up, not Nimer, Janimer? What's up? It is very much past for me. Come get your crown. Already got it. You like how I put that? Yep. Very much in my goddess priestess energy, and that time has passed. No more relationships. Of no more relationships. No wisdom. I'm here for you guys to share love and wisdom and love my family. And what a wonderful time is this. What a time is this. Oh my God. My mother and my grandma are both have passed away within the last 3 years, 5 years. And we had 5 generations living, and they're gone. And they were wonderful people, but not like me. It's like the energy that I have. They didn't have that. We have to talk about Rihanna next, girl. Wait a minute, girl. I could really stay here 30 more minutes, but what about Rihanna? I didn't like that she was at the gala. I didn't like it. I didn't like that Beyonce was at the Met Gala. I didn't like that. I told my daughter. She said, "Mama, don't you speak out public about the Beehive." I said, "I didn't. I don't think that the Beehive liked it either. I know I didn't. But what about you? Cannot win me over. You'll subscribe in the meantime. Thank you so much. I did not like the celebrities. Snoop Dogg was there. I just think it was, but this is how I feel about. I feel like overall celebrities are very childlike and very unevolved, really. And I really feel like too they are a lot narcissistic because the amount of praise and adoration that they desire. Did you say no to no more relationships? Yep. Is so should market that. I will. Yes, I think she is under pressure. What you mean? Under pressure by who? Somebody else said that. Me and Bruce was talking about that. He said the same thing. He said they don't have a choice. They have to go. Auntie, I'm serious. Let me pull you out of retirement. No, I'm done. Um, Bruce said they didn't have a choice. I said, see what I'm saying? Y'all listen to me on this live. This really hold on. I need some water. Hold on. I really need to breathe. I think my blood pressure's up. Um, please don't have a price tag on you. Please. Your relationship to money, y'all got to deal with this because the celebrities, they've not dealt with that. They have, I think at first maybe they thought, oh, I could do a lot of good with my money. I could help my people. I could buy houses and cars. I could, you know, and they did all of that. Hopefully they did all of that. But the thing is, if you can be owned, it's not worth it. And that's what Bruce said to me this morning. Bruce said, Cheryl, they don't have a choice. That's part of the contract, Cheryl. And if they don't, he said, they'll be That's what he said. I said, really? He said, yeah. So they sold their soul. They sold their soul. But how do you sell your soul? Because the people that have the money, even they are not happy. They, matter of fact, they are so unhappy that they're trying to think of ways to control society and hurt people, because the new clothes, the jets, the meta galas, the cars, the homes, the food, the vacations are not satisfying them. They're not happy. So their wickedness is at an all-time high. And now the only thing they want to do is hurt people. Do you see what I'm saying? So for y'all on this live, I'm telling you, there's no need to covet that kind of wealth. And God knows, don't sell your soul for it. And when I think of this, I think about Miss Oprah Winfrey. Where does she stand? Where does Oprah stand? I wonder. She's been a spiritual person for so long, the school in Africa and everything. But anyway, kisses and hugs. I got to get off this live. This is pulling so much energy from me. But I'll see y'all. Money does not bring you happiness. I'm telling you. I guess I'll come back and put this as the title of this live. But bye, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.